everyone, welcome back to the Kedron Equestrian YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Zoe and I'm a trainer, coach and competitor based in Australia. Today I thought we would talk about some of the best advice that I've ever received while on my equestrian journey, I suppose. I really hope that you can find some or all of these pieces of advice helpful, because I definitely did, which is why I thought I would make this video. So let's just get into it. So the first piece of advice is calm your heart, and those three little words have just changed my life, really. I just from those words I had a whole new understanding of my riding and flaws in it. So while I was in Japan, I got to have a lesson with Mr. Obata, who was a Japanese Olympian, who I believe rode for Japan 3 times on their show jumping team. So after he watched me ride for a while, he just stopped me and said, "You need to calm your heart." And it just, oh my gosh, the light bulb moment when he said that. Because when I jump, I'm not nervous. Well, on Ray I wasn't, I trusted her. But I still was just rushing to the fences. Like, I was, not even her. Like, she was a little bit, but I guess in my heart, I was rushing, and I wanted to get over the fence and just get it done and get over to the other side safely, I suppose. I don't know. And when he said, "You need to calm your heart," it was different to "you need to relax, you need to stop being worried." It was on a different level. It was on a deeper level when he said that. And it's changed my riding so much, especially jumping. Before I start jumping, I just think you need to be calm in your heart. Don't get carried away, I suppose. And everyone in my life that I've told that to has also had that light bulb moment go off and just thought, yes, that makes sense. That really, really helps. Especially because you can't tell people to just don't be nervous or just relax, because it's not that simple. But when they have something to more deeply to think about, I think that helps a lot. So piece of advice number 2, medium trot up the center line, which is just a great little trick to have up your sleeve if you're doing dressage, or if you're an eventer and you have to do a dressage test. Not that a lot of eventers enjoy that, but I was riding a lady's horse for her 3 years ago, I think, and we were getting ready for me to do my first medium test on her gelding, and she said, "If you want to have that center line straight and you want to have that nice square halt, think of a medium trot up that center line." And holy moly, it works. Just having them right between your legs, powering up that center line, it keeps them dead straight, and you just get such a nice halt because they're engaged behind, and it works beautifully, and you're not like overriding and trying to correct little things. It's just squeeze them up that center line and get them powering forward. It was great. And I mean, in the medium test, I'm pretty sure it's a collected trot up the center line, but still, just thinking about that medium trot, it was good. With all of the horses that I do dressage tests on, I think of that. I've actually got 2 9s for the first and the last halt in the same dressage test, which was pretty impressive. I was pretty proud of that. So that's a handy little trick to have. Okay, so advice number 3 is don't get angry. And some riders are very zen, and some riders can get a little bit emotional. I can definitely get a little bit emotional. I'm getting better in my old age, definitely, but I can still get a little bit annoyed at horses. And I know definitely my teenage riders that I coach, they get annoyed. They put a lot of pressure on themselves, and when the horse isn't living up to what they think it should be, or they haven't reached the goal that they thought they should be by now, or they're not at the same level as their friends, things can really start to go a little bit downhill, and they can just get a little bit frustrated with their horses. While I was in Japan, I had a bit of this problem with Ray. We had just regressed a little bit. I can't remember exactly what had happened, but I was starting to get a bit angry with her, just being a bit tough on her and just kind of saying, look, we are past this. Why are we revisiting this problem again? And Masami, my boss, just said, don't get angry. If you get angry, she will get flustered and she won't learn anything. You can't get annoyed with her. And that really stuck with me when he said that, because it made so much sense, because horses don't learn. Once they're worried or nervous or flustered, they don't learn. And yeah, as soon as they feel you starting to get annoyed, they will start to panic, because they pick up on that. Even if you're not doing anything to them, they can feel, they pick up on your vibes. Yeah, and so I'm glad he said that to me, because obviously it's something that I've always known, but sometimes you just need the right person to say something at the right time, and it really clicks. Yeah, so I try very hard to stay calm in my heart as best I can, when I've got a particularly annoying horse that maybe I don't gel with so much, and you just feel like it's a bit of Groundhog Day, trying to. I like to be firm. Like, if they're actually being assholes, I will be firm with them, but you have to be fair. And once you start to go down the road of getting angry and you getting emotional, it makes it a lot harder to be fair. Yeah, so that's something, especially for those teenage riders who get a little bit emotional, that's something to think about for sure. So the last piece of advice, number 4, is to slow your thinking, which is, I guess, kind of similar to calm your heart, but I usually use it in the context for dressage tests. I was riding a gelding that I was getting lessons on, and the lady who was giving me lessons noticed that as he was rushing through the test and trying to take over control, because he felt like he knew the test and he knew better than me, I would start to just think a little bit too quickly, because he was going quickly and the test was just getting rushed, and everything needed to slow down. And she told me I need to slow my brain down and everything else will come after that. And it is really true. Once you slow your thinking down and you think about each little increment of your test, it really helps. So then you break down just your corner and you're like, okay, I've got this corner coming into my shoulder in, and it really just slows it all down for you, and you then are somehow able to have time to prepare in your corner, to get ready for your shoulder in, and then just slide on into your half pass. It helps a lot. Yeah. And again, it's something that you kind of know, but until someone points it out, you don't go out of your way to think about it, I think. And then they say it and it's like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's kind of just, it should be self-explanatory, but it's not, because you're writing a test and there's other things that you're worried about, and you've got your just nerves and stuff, and yeah, It really helps. And I guess that's it. That's all I've got. Maybe we'll do a part 2 if I can think of some more really good and helpful bits of advice. Make sure you leave a comment if you thought that this was helpful, or if you have any of your own little nuggets of knowledge that you'd like to share with everyone. That would be great, because we love to encourage sharing knowledge. I think everyone has something to teach everyone, really. And if you found this helpful or useful, please give it a like. That would be terrific, and I hope we'll see you for the next video.